Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So we finally got the patch notes for these particular week's characters. So let's talk about them, let's check them out and see what it is going to be about. Alright, so I hope you guys are excited as well. Now the swimsuits, we're gonna have a very important banner coming ahead because we got 2 limited characters. Now if you already obtained the limited characters, that's cool. Alright, nothing to worry about that. Beauty on duty, this is going to feature 3 new banners right now. As per usual, we're gonna have a new event coming in with new Fin Hunter as per follows, right? A bunch of new stuff. This is going to be the one that gets the bonus, right? We got Bikini Agent Sylvia, Beach Vacation Morpia, Pool Party Shirazad, and Pool Party Angelica. So a bunch of characters right there, alongside with a special Glappy interaction or fated guests for Sylvia herself. So make sure you guys at least get 1 copy. You can also use the Powder of Hope to get it a little bit late if you guys want. Minigame, Slap Pop, we're gonna have that specific one as well coming this particular weekend. It's gonna be a cool minigame. You're gonna be able to get all of these My Room furniture. Venaka stuck in the wall, Eclipse stuck in the wall, Nebri stuck in the wall, Zenith stuck in the wall, and Teresse stuck in the wall. So there's going to be 4 different rhythm game skins that you can use. Oh man, this game is just insane, man. Alright, so support character update. So you can now borrow friends' characters in anything that's not rankings based. Alright, Fin Hunter, no. Evil Castle, no. But Story, yes. You can basically do it right there. You can see right here. Story Pack, you can do it, but only for the first 2 difficulty. The very hard difficulty, you cannot borrow characters yet. So which I think is good enough. If you guys are a new player, you want to be able to enjoy the story, this is going to be a very good one. I'll try to basically lend you guys my Bunny Loan or something because, she has a huge AoE. Sacred Justia is going to be a good one as well for anyone to put as a... I don't know if we have to send it manually. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case, right? You can be used up to 3 times per day per event content. So if somebody use your character, you will get 2 deco coins. So that's going to be very good. Alright, so alongside with that, let's scroll down a little bit more. Tower of Pride improvements. So we're gonna have a 2-week ranking base. That one is very cool. Changing costume suggestion settings improvements. So that's going to be a separate one. So let's move on to the characters. I believe all of these are going to be some small minor quality of life. Now in terms of character, we are going to have a new one, Bikini Agent Sylvia. So she's going to be the new character featured right here. Now keep in mind, she is going to be one of the strongest physical water DPS right now, right? So let's have a look at what do we have. So as you can see, we got this particular tile range, very interesting. So this is going to be a very interesting tile range. So you basically hit in a line. Ooh, I actually like that actually. That's really good. So basically if you hit the right side, the left and the right side still will be able to get impacted by it. I actually think this is a very good range to hit like horizontal, right? So for 5 SP, extend the duration of all buffs we currently have by 2 turns, deal physical damage to the enemy equal to 400% of your attack. That is very good. So if you're using something like Rafitia, you're using something like Liberta, I guess, because that's going to be what you're trying to pair her with. You're going to be able to extend that duration, that 2 turns. You don't really need to I don't think it's restrictive to you using in a certain specific order, right? Because of course you want to get all the buffs and then try to extend it. But I think that's very cool. So instead of something, let's say something lasts for 6 turns, now you get it by 8 turns. If something lasts for 4 turns, you are able to extend it to 6 turns. Very cool. At +1, 4 SP, again, very good stopping point. If you cannot afford to go too high, +1, that 4 SP is always a good stopping point. Everything else is just going to be some damage upgrade. 475% at +2, 550%, 625, 700%. Okay. 700%. Wait, that is insane. Deal physical damage to the enemy equal to 700% of your attack. Because the amount of tile range that we have, okay, why is that insane? Why is that very strong? So if you look at a character like her, right? Like this particular Sylvia right here. So this one is going to be apply an energy guard, and we are only dealing physical damage for 100%. Right? If I were to max this is 100%. And we only, but we do hit 5 times, right? we are going to hit the enemy 5 times. So it's like 5 hits, 500%, and then you hit 1, 2, 3, 4. So you hit 4 times, right? So 500% times 4. This one is this is going to be way more, because this is like 700%. And if you basically hit all tiles down, this one doesn't do the chain thing, but there's so much tile range in this, it is insane, right? So it's quite rare for a physical character to usually have a massive tile range, and I do like it, right? So aside from Sacred Gestia, right now we're starting to have more and more of this, because right now if you look at the meta, in terms of physical characters is much more focused on doing high chain, right? Like we have Wilhelmina and Hikage, which are unique to physical characters for the time being. And then we have Magic, which is like much more focused on AoE. So I'm glad to have something like this. I think she's very good. You want her to move last. Cooldown is going to reduce by 2 turns. We're going to have up to 750%. That is insane. So the cooldown will become 3 turns. This is a very good costume actually. It's really good. Now, despite only hitting once, I think this is going to be good in a lot of situations like Tower of Salvation and such, right? So I'm glad to see that Sylvia is going to maintain that that role of being the strongest water physical DPS in the game. However, keep in mind, like I mentioned, she is going to be a standard banner character. You can see right here, will be added to the Powder of Hope after the maintenance on August 27. So if you cannot get her to +5, that's fine. Get her up to +1 when focus on the other 2. Now, who are the other 2 characters, right? The other 2 characters are going to be Pool Party Shirazad, alright? And of course, Teresse right here. So we got Pool Party Shirazad, we got Teresse. Now let's talk a little bit more about these 2 other characters, right? So if I were to recommend any new player that's playing the game, I would honestly recommend Teresse. Teresse is going to be way superior because right now, she's one of the best supporter in the game, right? So she has this augmentation, increased damage dealt by 200%, alright, so with a chain count of 5 or less. So very good pair with Sylvia herself, very good pair with Sacred Gestia, very good pair with Olivia as well, if you did obtain her recently. So those characters that do less chain, they don't do as high of a chain, is going to pair really well with Teresse. I'm a big fan of her. Also, like if you have the other 2 as well, she is going to be boosted and amplified. I do recommend any new player to basically try to prioritize her. Now the other character is going to be Pool Party Shirazad. Now Shirazad is going to be a little bit of a mixed one. I feel like she is going to be pretty decent, but the problem is right now she's competing against another character in her role to be the best magic DPS, which is Yuumi, right? Now if you did play the game during Yuumi banner, I would say Yuumi is going to be a better character, right? Because you only build 1 costume. And she is going to be a character that can stack DOT, do a lot of damage, can also hit multiple times as well. Shirazad is going to be much more flexible in terms of she has multiple costumes, she has 4 costumes. So that is going to be an upside but also a downside, because if you only have 1 costume but you don't have the other 2 or the other 3, then your Shirazad cannot rotate amongst the costume accordingly, right? One more thing also is Shirazad, this particular costume, Pool Party Shirazad, is much more centered amongst PvP. Alright, so why PvP specifically? She has the ability to remove buffs from the enemy, so she can remove taunt, very annoying Grand Hilda taunts in PvP, so she can basically get rid of that for you. At 2 SP, for 2 SP, she's very cheap. Now I am aware there's also other characters that can do that, like Yuri, Ilenia, sure, but she's one of the few options that can hit in a very unique range to be able to benefit from the tile range and can help you basically try to catch any strays that's next or in edge, whatever you want to call this, in a diagonal tile to basically try to get rid of them as well, right? So she's very strong right there. If you care about future proofing yourself for PvP, I would say she's very good. I will have a strategy or a guide, something along those lines, right? I'm working on it still. Hopefully release this particular week, right? So very good in that particular case. So I do recommend, if you are looking for a, if you are looking to improve your roster overall, she's a good option. She's a limited character. If you don't get her, you might have to wait again like 1 whole year, right? So keep in mind, that's going to be how it is. She's not broken by any means, right? In a PvE scenario, you can get away with not having her. I'm just gonna be real. I would prioritize on getting Teresse. However, if you are just looking for collection, like you can always get 1 copy and see how it goes, right? So that's going to be how it is for the Shirazad Pool Party. All in all, if you are a new player, I would highly recommend you to prioritize on Teresse. Teresse should be the #1 priority, followed by either Shirazad if you care about meta. I mean, not meta, if you care about collection. If you care about meta, I would definitely go for Sylvia. Sylvia is going to be a better one in that particular case. I would say that tile range is just massive. For 4 SP, she can do way more, insane amount of damage. I think she's definitely worth the investment. That's just going to be how it is. But keep in mind, right, Teresse is going to be a character that's limited, Sylvia is not, so you can still obtain her later on. And you can also use Powder of Hope if you want to get one for the Fated Guest later on. So Beachside Angel Teresse, limited costume will not be added to Powder of Hope. Same goes for Shirazad right here. Shirazad, same concept, is a limited costume and will not be added to the Powder of Hope. So this is going to be your last chance to get these 2 characters. You know, decide carefully if you want them or not. If you don't care about, you know, meta, then, I mean, if you only care about meta, then only go for Teresse, right? That's just going to be how it is for those 2, right? So here are going to be the brief, looks like the brief schedule for Apostle Olivia. They will be added to the Powder of Hope. We got Beachside Justice Michaela, Pool Party Angelica, Bikini Agent Sylvia, and then some reruns that Morpia will be added as well. Very, very cool right there, right? Alright, so I will update you guys on a separate video for that. That's going to be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think of Bikini Agent Sylvia. As per usual, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. We're gonna pull her on day 1, test her out, and do the things that's needed, right? Alright then, have a nice day. Goodbye.